Hello dear CMA aspirants from South India. As you all already know, Akash Agarwal Classes has launched for you all 100% English lectures in English for CMA Foundation students giving their examination in December 2025 and onwards. So here I am going to tell you how do you enroll in the batch. You just have to join our WhatsApp community which is given in the link. Fill up the Google form again given in the link and do download our mobile application Akash Agarwal Classes to access the notes. You all know the lectures which we are going to conduct will be 100% covered. There would be no subject which we are not taking care of. So we are going to take care of each and every subject, each and every concept. We are going to take MCQs for you. We are going to provide test papers. We are going to take live mentee sessions as well. Lectures which we are going to take for you all are 100% recorded lectures and not dubbed lectures. And you all know we have exclusive team ready for you all to teach you for your CMA Foundation December 2025 attempt for subject wise as well. And we are uploading the lectures on a weekly basis. All the important links which will be useful to you all are uploaded in the description box. Since we have many students who have cleared CMA examination at all the levels from Akash Agarwal Classes, and to reciprocate the love which we have received from South Indian students, we are here for you all taking lectures 100% in English, so that we can clear your CMA Foundation December 25 attempt together. So keep studying, do watch all the lectures till the end, and do show some love by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and putting up a word in the comment box. Keep studying. Bye-bye.
A very good evening, everyone. Good evening, guys. So once again, we are back with Nego Part 2. So in the previous lecture, we finished Nego Part 1, and today we'll be starting Nego Part 2. So first of all, guys, thank you so much every time for sharing us with so much love. We love it. We love it when we shoot any sessions for our CMA students, especially the South Indian students. This is exclusively, as you guys know, this is not dubbed, but this is exclusively sessions that are being conducted for our South Indian CMA students. So we love it. Every time when we come for this recording, every time when we are, shooting such videos, the entire team AEC, we enjoy it and we love it so much. Okay, so yes, in the previous lecture, we did check out certain concepts of negotiable instruments, okay, and today also we'll be checking out certain negotiable instruments concepts, but yes, we'll be getting into bit of details. All right, so let's go, everyone. Let's start. Okay, now now if we start, but before starting, in the previous lecture, guys, please first watch the part 1. This is part 2 of Nego. So if you guys must have seen in the previous lecture, we covered all the basic concepts, okay, and today there were just 1 or 2 left, and I'll just tell you guys that in like about 2 minutes, and then we are starting with the next unit, okay. So if we talk about acceptor for honor is someone who accepts a bill that, okay, fine, I will pay it just to save someone's respect, just for somebody else. Like for example, if there is any drawer, okay, and we need to he's a friend, he's a very good friend of ours, so we need to protect his respect, we need to protect his dignity. So just for that honor, we will accept it ki, okay, fine, don't worry, I'll do the payments, I'll do the needful, so that his respect won't be at stake. Okay, that is acceptor for honor. A drawing in case of need is very simple. Like if I give you guys an example, just if we do it in short. Okay, so this is Mr. A, because we got to do many concepts today. This is Mr. B, and this is Mr. C. Okay, so now there was a bill of exchange that was drawn. Now bill of exchange, again, Alex, today that's what we are going to do. We are going to be talking about promissory note. We are going to be talking about bill of exchange. We are going to be talking about check. All of these concepts, we'll be covering that in today's lecture. So now there was this particular bill of exchange. Mr. B had sold goods to Mr. A. Okay, so now Mr. A will have to make the payment, correct? Now Mr. A said, I do not have cash right now, but I will pay you in the next 3 months, I promise. So that's why Mr. B says, okay, I order you. Okay, he gives it's not a command, it's a request, it's a direction, but the words used are order. I order you. This is what Mr. B says, and then he writes the amount, he writes a date that, okay, you have to pay on so and so date. Okay, so Mr. B drew this bill. Now, on the bill, there are things written like, in case of need, present the bill, present the bill to Mr. C. In case of need, present the bill to Mr. C. Something like that has been written in the bill. Okay. Now, the original person who has to pay is Mr. A. Correct? Now, when the person who's going to receive the money, when they approach Mr. A with this particular bill of exchange and he denies to pay, he says, no, I'm not going to pay it. Okay, we will not say that the bill has been dishonored. Dishonored as in it's not paid. Okay, it's full stop. We won't say that. What we'll say is that, okay, in case of need, we were supposed to go to C. So now the payee means the person who is going to receive the money. Okay, so the payee will approach Mr. C, and because his name is written, and when Mr. C says that no, I will not pay, then it is said to be dishonored. Dishonored means it is not paid. Someone has not followed law. That is dishonor. We will be doing dishonor of checks. We will be doing that today itself, in this session itself. You guys will get better clarity on what exactly is dishonor. But for now, yes, Mr. C is mandatory. He has to pay because his name was written here, so he has to pay. And if he doesn't pay, it's dishonored. Okay, so this is DROI in case of need. Okay, now, as I said, this part was done. Now let's start with the most important part of your negotiable instrument, and several MCQs have been asked from this part in the previous attempts. So this is something that is very important, and you guys should be knowing this, every single bit what we'll be discussing today. Okay, now what is a promissory note? A promissory note, a bill of exchange, or a check, all of them are negotiable instruments. We discussed in yesterday's lecture. These are the three that have been recognized by law. Correct? Now the first thing that we'll be talking about is a promissory note. Now what exactly is a promissory note? Okay, a promissory note as per section 4. Please remember this. What is the section number? It's section 4 of Nego. Okay, that is a promissory note. Section 4 of Nego talks about promissory note. Now what is a promissory note? First of all, it has to be in writing. Compulsory. Okay, so it is an instrument which is in writing. It contains an unconditional undertaking. Once again, guys, unconditional undertaking. So first of all, promissory note with section 4. Unconditional. It's an undertaking. Unconditional, without any conditions, as it is, that this is what I promise to pay so and so amount. That's it, without any conditions. I won't say, okay, you know what, I will promise to pay you this amount if you come with your girlfriend. I won't say that. I won't say if I promise to pay you so and so amount if you get divorced. Right? Of course, I can't say that. So, unconditional promise, yes, and it is a promise. So, it's an unconditional undertaking. Undertaking as in it's a commitment, it's a promise that I will pay so and so person. See, it's a certain sum of money, a certain person. Okay, so certain sum, the amount should be specified, and pay should also be certain. These are the basic rules of promissory note. Okay, so how is it generally written? So for example, if I have to make a promissory note, Kajalande, CS Kajalande, the way you guys will be writing CMA in front of your name. So yes, CS Kajalande promise to pay. I'm undertaking. Okay, to pay Mr. Shah Rukh Khan. Why do I take Shah Rukh Khan's example? I don't understand, whereas I'm not even a big fan. Let's take my favorite actor as example, Salman Khan. Big fan, big fan. Yes, so ICS Kajal Hande promised to pay Mr. Salman Khan a sum of rupees, let's consider 1 lakh. In bracket, I have to write 1 lakh on 24th December 2025 in Pune. Okay, and then I'll just do a signature. There will be a stamping on this as well. As per the amount, the stamp duty is decided. Okay, so as you can see here, I have promised. I am going to pay. So here, in case of promissory note, the one who pays will draw the promissory note. Okay, so I am promising to pay a sum of rupees 1 lakh. So the amount has to be certain. The payee has to be certain. His name has to be written. Date has to be certain. Place has to be certain. Matlab, if we are mentioning these things, they have to be exact. They cannot be confusing if we are mentioning all these details. Okay. Now let's talk about the parties to a promissory note. So there are two parties in promissory note. Simple. Maker. I am the one who's making that I promise to pay. So I am the maker. Okay. And pay. Pay is the one who's going to receive the money. Always remember, pay, wherever you see the term pay in any kind of negotiable instrument, pay is the person who will receive the money. Okay. So promissory note, as I said, it must be in writing. Number one, it is an undertaking that I will pay. How should it be? It should be conditional, subject to conditions or unconditional. As I said, it has to be unconditional. Do I need to sign it? Yes, I just showed you all how it is, so I need to sign it. The sum, the amount must be certain, must be exact. It cannot be confusing. I cannot write that I will pay approximately 10,000. No, I have to write exact 10,000, 9,919, and whatever it is, exact. Okay. In case of promissory note, the promise has to be that I will pay money. You have to pay money only. You cannot exchange goods, as a form of consideration. Also, as I said, the maker, I promise to pay. So I am a certain person. I am an exact person. There is no confusion. And the pay, the one who's going to receive this money, even that person has to be certain, exact. His name is written. We just wrote Mr. Salman Khan's name in a promissory note. Got it? Okay, after which, as I said, stamping. Everything we did it, guys, just in 2 minutes. The stamp. Remember? I said we need to stamp it. If this is not stamped, what happens? If both the parties have signed it, chalo. It's not necessary for both the parties to sign it. Only me, the drawer, because I'm drawing this promissory note, I'm undertaking, I'm the maker. So if I call myself a maker, only the maker sign is fine. But still, let's consider both the parties have signed, everything is going on very legally, but it has not been stamped. This promissory note has not been stamped. What will happen? If the promissory note has not been stamped, people, there's going to be a big problem. And what is the problem going to be? In the court of law, you cannot justify. Like Mr. Salman Khan, if I say that I'm not going to pay you, so Mr. Salman Khan cannot show this promissory note in court of law. It cannot be treated as an evidence. Why, ma'am? Because we haven't stamped it. We asked you to pay the stamp duty, but you did not. So that's why it will be it cannot be used as an evidence. Yes. Okay, moving on. Also, the limitation period of promissory note is 3 years. Now, what is the limitation period exactly? If I tell you people in simple words. So, for example, if the promissory note has been dishonored by me, dishonored as in I did not pay it. The date was decided and I did not pay it. So for 3 years, for 3 number of years, you can come and sue me. You can put a case against me. But after those 3 years are over, you cannot do any case against me. This is the limitation period. The court cannot say anything. The court will not protect you because the limitation period was 3 years. So if I failed to repay, if not repay, pay, if I did any default, you guys are supposed to come to me within 3 years. 3 years is a good enough time, right? This is a lamba time, so it's a good time. Done. Promissory note, easy. Now next we'll be talking about bills of exchange. Now let's go ahead. Again, now what is a bill of exchange? Does it have to be in writing? Compulsory, guys. Compulsory. Bill of exchange also has to be in writing. Compulsory. Okay. This is also an undertaking. Undertaking as in a commitment. But remember, promissory note was a promise made. So bill of exchange is not a promise. Once again, it's order. Okay, order. What is a bill of exchange? Is it a is it a promise? No, it's an order. Correct. So yes, bill of exchange is an order. Again, a certain sum has to be paid. Pay has to be certain. You need to know who's receiving the money. It has to be dated. Compulsory, the maturity date also has to be written, that when is this supposed to be paid. Okay. It should be signed by the maker, whoever is making the bill of exchange. Of course, it has to be signed. It can be given to a certain person or a certain person's order. I did explain this to you guys yesterday. For example, Mr. A, he is supposed to get the money from Mr. B. Everybody, please focus. So Mr. B has to give him money, but Mr. A says, don't give it to me. Give it to Mr. C. He is my brother. He wants to start a new business. So this money, give it to Mr. C, which you are going to give me. Fair enough. Okay, they are brothers. Mr. B can do what the hell he wants with his money. He can do whatever. Like recently, if you all must have seen, there was a podcast of Vijay Mallya. If you all must have seen that. So in that podcast, he was asked about, his lifestyle, and he was asked about beautiful podcast. सबसे पहले number one, I mean, no Hindi, sorry, number one. It was a beautiful podcast, and it was amazing. It was a long 4 5 hours podcast, but it was amazing to watch, and there were so many other perspectives that we got to know. We only always listen to one side of the story. We just know that he's a fraud and he's done certain economic offenses, but we don't know the other side of the story, unfortunately. But yes, anyways, so if we talk about so yes, if we talk about Vijay Mallya, when he was asked that, like you are doing 100, you are doing a 10 cr, 20 cr, 50 cr parties, you are buying yourself such expensive houses, you're doing everything possible, whereas your company is totally in losses, your employees are not getting salaries and things like that. He, when such indirect questions were asked, I'll just tell you, he did not exactly answer like this, but the crux of him answering, I loved it. Personally, I loved it. The way he said it. He said, it's my money. I will do what the hell I want with my money. I mean, that is so practical and legit, right? So it's his money. He can do whatever he wants. Similarly, when I talk about bill of exchange, this was Mr. A's money. He can tell Mr. B that give it to C or give it to me, whatever. So to pay him or his order. So now who will be the pay in our case? It's going to be Mr. C, because he's going to be getting the money. As I said, whoever gets the money, he is the pay. Okay. Now, who's the drawer? Drawee pay. Now, in a moment, I will explain this to you. Again, I'll just draw it well. Let's change the color. We've been taking black for pretty much time. Let's take red now. Okay. This is Mr. A, this is Mr. B, this is Mr. C. Let's take the red color. Okay, red flag. Okay, so Mr. A, he has sold goods to Mr. B. Okay, and Mr. B, in return, he will have to pay him. Correct? Am I wrong in this? Everybody clear? This is easy. Okay, so Mr. A, he has sold goods. Of course, in return, he is going to get certain consideration. So he'll be getting money. Now, Mr. A draws a bill of exchange. Who will be getting the money? He himself. He draws a bill of exchange that pay A or his order a sum of, amount is specified, okay, the maturity date is specified, and then he signs it. This is what Mr. A does, and Mr. A goes to Mr. B, and he's like, okay, so this is the bill. I have sold the goods. You aren't paying me right now. No problem. Pay me on so and so date. The date has been written in the bill of exchange. Okay. Now this is the bill of exchange. This is an order. The one who's going to receive money is making the bill of exchange. In case of promissory note, the one who is paying, maker, I promise to pay, I promise, he was the one who was paying the money. In case of bill of exchange, I am ordering you to pay me. I am ordering you to pay me. Okay, so Mr. A is ordering Mr. B to pay him. That is a bill of exchange. Fair enough? So he can also say pay A, or his order, that is C. So C will be the pay, because C is going to receive the money. Mr. A is the drawer, and whoever pays the money is known as the drawee. Whoever is paying the money. Okay, so now in certain cases, Mr. A is the drawer, Mr. B is the drawee, and Mr. C is the payee. Now, in certain cases, when there is no C in the picture, so Mr. A can also say, just pay me the money. I have sold the goods, pay me the money. So, the drawer can be equal to pay in certain cases. In certain cases, these two can be two different people. Got it, everyone? So this is nothing but a bill of exchange. It is an order. Okay, it is not a promise. It is an order that you are going to pay me. Done. As I said, does it need to be conditional or unconditional? Every negotiable instrument needs to be unconditional. Okay. After that, the consideration, it should be money. You cannot exchange goods through negotiable instrument. The amount, as I said, must be certain. The time payment maturity date, again I mentioned, that must be certain. Order to pay, as I said, just because you are using the term order doesn't mean that someone is just inferior to you. Order is like, okay, fine, you can order someone, you can tell them that, okay, I want you to pay so and so sum. But it is, this was, by the way, an MCQ question. This was asked in MCQs, and it might be asked again, very much expected question to be asked. So order to pay, what does this mean? Does it mean a command? No, we are still requesting. I'm telling you that I order you to pay me. Doesn't mean I'm commanding you. I am still requesting you. The terms, the words that we use is order. But that doesn't mean the other person is inferior. Okay? The only thing is nothing else, but we are making a request. So it's a request, or it's a direction, a suggestion. Not a suggestion, but a direction that what are you supposed to do. Got it? MCQ, important. So order to pay, does order mean command? No, it means a request or a direction. Okay, so as I said, we need to sign the particular bill. Without the signature, it's generally not considered as an evidence in the court of law. But if it is accepted on behalf of the other party, it's fair. After which, as I said, drawee is the one who is going to pay it. So he needs to accept it that, okay, I will pay it. The place needs to be specified, the date needs to be specified when this bill is drawn. And as I said, just the way a promissory note was stamped, even a bill of exchange has to be stamped. Clear, guys, everyone? Okay, I hope we are on the same page. Okay, now, what is a check? Everybody, what is a check? We all know what a check is. I'm sure we all have seen a check. Okay, so whichever bank accounts that you have, you do get a checkbook. Okay, if you apply for it, of course, you get refresh checkbook. So the people who usually do a lot of business, they again and again they have to keep applying for checkbooks. Okay, because they need n number of checks. So I'm sure you guys must have seen a check what it is. So now, if we talk about this particular provision, first we are done with bills of exchange, then we are done with Negotiable Instruments Act. Sorry, I'm so sorry. We are done with promissory note, and now we are doing check. Okay, so now the third part of nego, that is a check. It's very simple, guys. Check, whichever bank account you have, you receive a check from that particular bank account. You give it to the other person whom you are supposed to pay. Okay, so now. And there is also a clearinghouse in the middle. I'll explain that to you. This is Mr. A. This is Mr. B. Can you all see the screens? Yeah. So Mr. A and Mr. B. Mr. B sold goods to Mr. A. So Mr. A is supposed to pay the money. Okay, so Mr. A gives him a check. He signs it and he's like, take the check. Okay, now Mr. B will go with this check and he'll deposit it in his bank account. So let's consider Mr. A's bank account is Bank of Maharashtra and B's bank account is in Bank of Karnataka. Fair enough? Now, Mr. B, obviously he's not going to come all the way to Maharashtra to deposit the check. He'll go to his bank and he'll deposit the check. So he goes to Bank of Karnataka and he deposits this check. Okay. Now, when he deposits this check, Bank of Karnataka, there is a clearing corporation, CC, between Bank of Karnataka and Bank of Maharashtra. This was Bank of Maharashtra, right? Yes. Now this is governed by RBI. Now what does this clearing corporation do? The moment Bank of Karnataka sends them the check, you remember the check that was given by Mr. B, it was deposited, okay? So the moment they send them the check, the clearing corporation verifies the same with Bank of Maharashtra that please see the Mr. A signed and like verify the details of Mr. A. The moment this is done, amount from Bank of Maharashtra goes to CC and CC sends it to Bank of Karnataka. Simple. That's what clearing corporation does. It's like an agency. And it's of course governed by RBI. Okay, everyone, I hope it's clear. Now moving on. If we talk about check. So again, check, there are three parties. This is bill of exchange once again. Yes. First, requisites of check and then we'll talk about the parties. If we talk about the check, it has to be in writing. Of course, it's an unconditional order. Have you any time ever seen a check which has conditions written that okay, this check will be cleared only when she clicks a selfie and puts it on Instagram? Have you ever seen something like that? No, right? So the check cannot, it has to be unconditional. It must be signed, of course. The amount, if you remember, if you've ever made a check or if you've ever seen a check in your life, the amount that is written, it's written in numbers and then it's also written in words, okay? Now a check may be drawn payable to an order or a bearer. Order, your name is written on the check. So the check will be deposited to that particular person's account. Bearer, whoever is holding the check, that check will be given to the money will be given to him. Whoever has the check in his hand, bearer. Okay, and there is no name written. So these are the main checks. It can be bearer or order. Now, the check, it must compulsory have a date and whoever is going to receive the money, the pay, he should be certain. Again and again, I've been saying the pay who receives the money always is a certain person. Now, again, if we talk about check, there are three parties to it, the drawer, drawee and pay. Now, how come three parties? I'll explain this to you. The same example that we were taking. Let's just take a similar example. He is Mr. A. He is Mr. B. Mr. A sold goods. So Mr. B sold goods. Mr. A will have to give money. Why is Mr. A sad, ma'am? Because he is giving money. Whenever money goes, it's not good. It's always a saddening thing, correct? So yes, Mr. A, he has to give him money. Now, of course, he's not going to go open his locker and give him the money. What will he do? He will give him a check. This check belongs to his bank. And the bank will see how much money Mr. A's accounts has. And the bank will give money to Mr. B. Correct? So Mr. A is not going to go walk and give the money to Mr. B. He'll issue a check. And what is this check exactly? It's an order that has been instruction given by Mr. A. To whom? To the bank. That give money to Mr. B. I'm telling you, it's my money. My money is kept with you. Give it to Mr. B. So who's actually giving the money? Bank. Whoever is giving the money, we know, what do we call him? Drawee. Who is signing the check? Who's making the instrument? Mr. A. So he is the drawer. And every time I've told you all, whoever receives the money, what do we call him? Payee. Okay, so drawee is the one who actually gives the money, payee is the one who receives the money, and drawer is the one who is making the negotiable instrument. Got it, everyone? So these are the three parties in case of check. requisites I told you. Now what is a cross check? Cross check as in, I don't know, please look in the screens everyone. So this is a check, this is the sign, and you cross it like this. Now what is a cross check? The moment these two lines are there on a check, it means you cannot transfer it further. Simple. Okay, this is nothing but a cross check. Just simply by drawing these two lines, not instead of, I wouldn't say instead of transferring it further, to be specific, if I say the moment you cross a check means you are telling the bank that do not pay it to the bearer. Okay, pay it to the person whose name is written on it. Do not pay it to the bearer. Do not pay the money over the counter. Pay it to the person whose name is written. The moment you cross it, it's that. Now, we will be seeing certain types of crossing, okay, in the next lecture. Like, that is going to be part 3 of Nego. And then our chapter would be done. And then we are going to have an MCQ session just completely on negotiable instrument. Okay. So, yes, but before that, as I said, if we are supposed to, if the moment we cross a check, just by crossing, we restrict the bank. Do not give the money to the person who's having the check. Give the money to the person whose name is written on it. Okay, fair enough. Got it. Moving on. Okay, now who can draw this check? Generally, the drawer can draw. Like, for example, if I am signing it, so I can draw the check, number one. Who else can draw this check? The holder. Like, for example, if I give the check to you, now you, of course, don't want the money to go anywhere else, so you'll just draw your check. Okay, you'll draw 2 lines. You'll be like, oh, ma'am did not draw 2 lines. Maybe she forgot. I'll just do it. So you crossed it. Okay, and now this is a special crossing that I'm going to explain you, the third type. Right now, I won't explain it to you in details because we'll be doing crossing specifically in the next lecture. So I'm just telling you in short that the special crossing, it's done by a bank, okay, in favor of another bank. This is a special crossing. Again, as I said, right now we won't get into that. We will get into it in the next session. Okay, now again, guys, every instrument has a grace period of 3 days. Now what is a grace period, ma'am? Why grace period? Okay, I'm sure you guys must be knowing concept of grace mark. Correct? You all know grace marks. Grace marks, what is it? Just to help a student pass easily. And just because of 1 or 2 marks, that student shouldn't fail because he's not, he's not performing that bad. So just 1 or 2 marks, his career shouldn't go, his year shouldn't be wasted. So what used to the teachers, what used to they do in our school? They used to give us grace marks. Correct? So similarly, we have grace days. Just because someone is not paying today doesn't mean that immediately we start blaming them and we start like we start doing a court case on them. It's fine. It's okay. We can give them a certain time period of 3 extra days. Maybe they'll just pay us. Okay. So now these are the 3 days of grace. Even on this, certain MCQs have always been asked on grace period. As I said, we will be covering all MCQs from the MCQ book of AEC. Okay, so chalo, let's continue. Now, period of grace. For check, period of grace is not given. I'll explain the logic. First, listen. Then, for a bill or a promissory note on demand, 3 days grace period not given. A bill or a promissory note where no time is mentioned, exact time, 3 days grace period not given. Now, why is grace period in all these 3 cases not given? Why? What is exactly, what is the problem that is happening here? Okay, so now, guys, simple. For example, if I go to the bank with a check and there is no date written on it, like there is no specific, like on the check, you just write the date on which it's made, okay? And within 3 months, you're supposed to present it to the bank and the bank is supposed to give you money. This is what happens, okay? So now you go to the bank and the manager, he's sitting there. He's like a sado old uncle who's just sitting there and he's saying, Are yaar, my wife, yeah, she fought with me early morning today. And then you go to the counter and you say, ki, uncle or sir, this is the check. I need the money. And you show him the check. It's signed. It's a bearer instrument. You're supposed to receive the money. And that time the uncle says, I just fought with my wife today morning, so I am in no good mood today. So please get lost. The uncle says that. Can he do that? 3 days grace period. He says, I have 3 days grace period as per Negotiable Instrument Act, so come to me after 2 days. Can you do that? Absolutely not. Why? Because the moment you present such instruments for payment, they are supposed to be paid. Let it be check or let it be instruments on demand, where it is written that we are not specifying any time period. Okay, there is no time period specified. When we are not specifying any time period, the only thing that we are specifying is that it's on demand. Whenever I feel like, I will come with a negotiable instrument and I will demand it, and you are supposed to pay me that. Simple. So such instruments do not get a grace period of 3 days because it doesn't make sense. They are demand instruments. They should be paid on demand. So you cannot expect a grace period here. Okay. Now, the ones that are that where grace period are received, like for example, a bill which is written that okay, on 23rd of August this will be paid. Okay. So let's consider it's written on that bill that 23rd August this will be paid. So is this demand or is this particular date? It's a particular date. It's not a demand instrument. The date has been written. Okay, so 23rd August it's going to be paid. But 23rd August the person who was supposed to pay did not pay it. So we'll give him 3 grace period and then he's supposed to pay after 3 grace days. Okay. So the one that is where time is written, or the one that is written that after sight this becomes due. Now what do you mean by after sight? After looking at it. Okay, once I have seen the bill, after looking at it, I get 3 grace period days. Okay, so on demand ones and the check, they have no grace period. They have to be paid whenever demanded. Otherwise, when it's written that, you know, this check will, this promissory note will be cleared subject to happening of certain event, a contingent event. If something like that is written, 3 days after that. If a date is written, 3 days after that. If it is written after sight, 3 days after that. But the ones that is on demand, the one that is a check, the one where no time is mentioned, in such cases, it has to be paid immediately, no grace period. I hope you guys have got it. Now, what if we are paying in EMI, ma'am? 5 lakhs? What if we are paying this in 5 EMIs? What about that? When do we get the grace period? Every installment, guys. So these are the 5 installments that you all are paying, 1 lakh each. Every installment's due date, you will get 3-day grace period after that. Good, right? So for example, this is 23rd August. So you are going to get 3 grace periods here. Now let's consider this is 23rd September. You are going to get 3 grace periods after this day. 23rd October, 3 grace periods after this day. Okay, this is your first EMI, this is your second EMI, this is your third EMI, and so on. This is how it works in case of installments. Okay, and if the due date falls on a public holiday, what if then, ma'am? Please, MCQ point of view, please remember this. What if the installment date falls on a public holiday? If it falls on a public holiday, the day before it will be considered the preceding day. We do not consider the next day, we consider the preceding day. Excuse me. Clear, everyone? Yes, I hope everything is getting cleared. I hope there are no doubts, anyone. Payment in due course we will be covering with crossing. So yes, let's just in 1 second let's just see what bills of exchange, promissory notes and check, what is the difference. And after this we will be doing dishonor. Okay, so once we finish with dishonor, in the next session, that is part 3, we will be doing crossing and payment, presentment of payment. Okay, and then we'll be done with negotiable instruments. Okay. Yes. So now let's see the difference between promissory note, bill of exchange and check. Now what is the difference between these three? Okay guys, number 1, promissory note. How many parties? 2 parties. Maker. I promise to pay. Pay. Who will get the money? Bill of exchange. 3 parties. Drawer, drawee, pay. Okay, drawer says you are supposed to pay on my order to me or to the pay. And the drawee says, okay, I accepted, I will pay. Check, 3 parties, the one who draws the check, who signs it, who is supposed to pay, but who will actually give the money? Bank is the drawee, and who receives the money is the payee. Got it? Are promissory note and bill of exchange unconditional? Absolutely. As I said, they have to be without conditions also. But if we talk about a check, it can be drawn on specified banker. Okay, Then acceptance, promissory note, it's not necessary because I am only promising to pay. So even if the other person accepts it, doesn't accept it, it doesn't matter. We just have to say that, okay, I promise to pay. Okay, acceptance is not required. Bill of exchange necessary, acceptance because the other person is going to pay, right? I order you, so you have to sign it because you are going to pay me. And check again, not necessary, acceptance. I just draw a check, I sign it, I give it to you. Not necessary that you have to sign it or somewhere else, right? Okay, now liability of promissory note. Guys, when I am making a promissory note, I promise to pay. My liability is absolute. Absolute. Okay. Now, in case of a check, liability of drawer is conditional and secondary upon non-payment of banker. For example, in case of check, this is easy. In case of check, who is actually giving the money? Bank. What if the bank doesn't give the money? So the person who has signed the check, Mr. A, he had signed the check, he was the drawer, remember? So then this liability becomes his. Okay, now in case of bill of exchange, again, bill of exchange, liability of drawer is conditional and secondary upon when the drawee doesn't pay. Now again, everyone, please focus, please focus. Time to change back to our OG color. You know, when I use terms like OG, I recall Gen Z generation. You know, like you guys are the Gen Zs, no? You all are the Gen Z generation, and the n number of terms that you all use, it's like very funny, the terms that you all use. It's cute in a way because even we are trying to learn those terms. Like for example, OG, the one which I use right now. OG is original. My students keep telling me all this, just like y'all, just like how beautiful and cute you guys are, you people are. All my students the same way, they keep saying that, you know, they keep teaching me all these terms because I enjoy it. I love seeing all this. Like I love learning all this. So yes. Just 1 second, guys. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Yes. So, if I talk about the terms, wait, huh? Before we move on, let me talk about certain terms that I know and tell me if I'm right or wrong. So, OG is original. FR I know. FR is for now. RN no, FR is for real, for real. Sorry, right. RN is right now. Gen Z uses these terms. Then there's one more term that Gen Z uses, skibidi, skibidi. I don't know the meaning. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right or no, but yes, Gen Z does use this term, skibidi. Oh God. Okay, and such more, many, many more terms. Okay, Riz. I know the word Riz. Oh God. Gen Z being very cool. So yes, moving on. I was explaining you guys bill of exchange. So this is Mr. No, let's consider this is Pushpa. I hope you guys can see the screen. Yes. Okay. So this is Pushpa. And this is Shrivalli. Okay. And this is Rocky when he walks up the stairs. Okay. So yes, these are the three parties that I'm talking about. Pushpa, Rocky and Shivalli. Now we are talking about a bill of exchange. Okay. Pushpa sold goods to Rocky. Rocky did not have money right now. Okay, so he told Pushpa, do one thing, draw me a bill of exchange, order me that pay money, I'll give it to you within 2 months. Just the date, write the date after 2 months. Pushpa says, okay. So 2 months later, he draws a bill which is dated 2 months later. Okay, so bill of exchange is drawn. Got it? Now, who has to pay the money here? Rocky. He has to pay the money. Pushpa, he is going to be receiving the money. But because he's drawing a bill of exchange, he's the drawer. Now, what does Pushpa say? Listen, Rocky, you have to pay me rupees 1 lakh. Instead of paying me rupees 1 lakh, do one thing, do not pay me, directly pay to Shrivalli, because Pushpa says I wanted to gift her something, but I don't want, like, it's been long that I haven't gifted her anything, and just to compensate her, just to make it up, instead of giving me the money, I don't need money. I have a lot of Chandan ka money. Pushpa says that. So I don't need the money. Instead, you give it to Shrivalli. Okay, so 2 months later, not right now, Rocky, 2 months later, you give it to Shivalli. Rocky says, okay. Then Pushpa goes running and he shows his bill of exchange to Shivalli that you are going to get money from Rocky. You'll be receiving that, which I was going to receive, but I said, don't give it to me, give it to you. So you'll be getting the money. After which Shivali is very happy and excited, and after 2 months, Shivali approaches Rocky, and Shivali says, "Okay, now Pushpa had told me that you're going to pay me, so now give me the money." Okay, so of course, Shrivalli asks for money when she represents a bill of exchange. She goes to whom? Rocky, and she asks for money. Rocky says, "No, I'm not paying. Sorry, I don't have money." Now, Shrivalli, let's assume that this was not a gift. There was certain transaction between Pushpa and Shrivalli, and Pushpa owed certain sum of money to Shrivalli. Okay, so now after this, Shrivalli gets very angry, and she goes to Pushpa and she says, "You are supposed to pay me 1 lakh. You said take it from Rocky, but whenever I went to Rocky, he did not pay me. So now what? So now I need the money from you. It's not my problem that Rocky is paying or no. I just need the money." Okay, so this is what Shivali says. So now Pushpa, being the drawer, he will have to pay the money to Shivali. Reason being, the one who was supposed to pay, Roy, he did not, right? So the primary liability was of Rocky, who's a Roy. But the secondary one, like Shrivali is going to ask Pushpa only. So the secondary one comes on the drawer. Okay, conditional and secondary, if the Roy doesn't pay. Got it? Okay. Notice of dishonor in case of check, it's not necessary. We will be talking about dishonor in as per section 138. We'll be discussing that, don't worry. In that you will get to know notice of dishonor. Okay, now if we talk about a promissory note, as I said, specified time needs to be there, the pay needs to be specified. Okay, you cannot just randomly give it to anyone. Even in case of bill of exchange, the pay, we have to write the pay's name, the time has to be written, the date on which the maturity date has to be written. In case of check, this is not necessary. A person who is bearer, who has the check in his hand, he can just go and present it and take the money over the counter itself. Okay, there is no crossing needed on bill of exchange or promissory note. Crossing is done only in case of check. Noting and protesting as in this is dishonored, and it's noted, it's dishonored. A stamp is put on the negotiable instrument that this is dishonored, and the notary people, they make a certificate of dishonor. Okay, so this is noting and protesting. So in case of promissory note, it's not required. In case of bill of exchange, it's required. Check, again, it's not required. You can directly just sue the party. Grace period, as we know that grace period, when is a 3-day grace period available? Only when the instrument is made with a specified date. Only then. If it's made on demand, or even in case of check, grace period is not available. In the date, the place, place is not essential. Like we can just whenever we sign, we always, like in case of a promissory note or bill of exchange, whenever we sign, we do write the place where it's been made, just as a good custom, as a good practice. But yes, the compulsory condition is it must be stamped. Okay, and in case of check, have you ever seen any stamp on a check? No, there is no requirement. Got it, everyone? Yes. So we are done. We are done with 4.2. We are done with 4.3. 4.2, payment in due course is remaining. I remember that. Do not worry about it. We usually do that with crossing. Okay, so 4.2 is done. 4.3 is done. And now, as I said, we'll be doing the crossing and payment, presentment and payment. We'll be doing in one session. And that session will be your part 3 of negotiable instrument. Okay. But right now, let's just cover this dishonor of checks. It's a very simple 1-page concept. I hope you guys are with me till now. I hope it's clear. We'll be starting with dishonor. Okay, let's start. So, yes. Now, what is exactly dishonor? What do you mean by the word dishonor? Dishonor. Let it be any negotiable instrument. What is dishonor? Non payment. You did not make the payments. You did not clear the payments. You were supposed to pay. What is this negotiable instrument made for? Payment, right? But you did not pay. So, what have you done? You have dishonored. So this is nothing but non-payment of any negotiable instrument. Now, what are we doing as per Section 138 of Negotiable Instrument Act? We are talking about dishonor of check. Section 138, very, very important from exam point of view. Many times questions have been asked. So this is important. Okay, now when is a check said to be honored? When you go to the bank gives you the money, it's done, it's honored. When you go to the bank and the bank says no, the other party does not have money, we cannot make any clearances to you, it's dishonored. Okay, so the payee does not receive any money. Now, if you want to sue someone under Section 138, Section 138 is non-payment. So if you want to sue someone, if you want to take any corrective action, if you want to take them to the court, what all is needed? Number one, the check was drawn. Okay, the check was drawn by the person. You went and you presented it to the bank. If you keep the check in your cupboard and you say it's dishonored, it wasn't paid, that's stupid, right? You need to go to the bank. We need to present it to the bank, and the bank should say that your check has been dishonored. The bank should return it. So number one, the check was drawn by the other party. We received it. We went to the bank. We presented it. Bank returned it to us saying, sorry, we cannot give it to you. Okay. After that, we gave them a notice, the other party, the other person. Like, for example, if I ask you people a question, like, even any time, like, let it be friendship or let it be any sort of relationship or whatever. For example, if someone does anything wrong to you, okay, if someone is at fault, do you immediately tell them that, we need to clear things out, or just you directly block them? What do you do? You first go, you talk to them, right? You give them a chance. You give them an OOBH. Now, what is OOBH? In Inter, we will be doing this a lot. OOBH. Opportunity of being heard. This is also called as natural justice. Opportunity of being heard. Natural justice. Okay. So now if we talk about OOBH, it's like you are giving the other party a chance. Even in movies, you must have seen that whenever the judge, whenever he's telling someone, whenever he's giving a sentence of punishment to someone, first he will ask him, ki, do you want to say anything in your favor to defend yourself? And then final he'll declare the punishment. Correct? So this is what even here, like if our check is dishonored, we won't immediately sue him under Section 138. First we have to give him a notice within 30 days. I'll just tell you everything, and then he has to reply back within 15 days. So now see, I am telling this Section 138 purely in details. Please focus. So if till now your mind was going here and there, that what are you going to have for dinner, or what time are you going to go out, if your mind was there right now, please bring your minds back and focus. Okay, so this is Shrivalli and this is Pushpa. If I am not wrong, Pushpa and Shrivalli, I think they both were in the same movie, right? I don't know. I get confused between Rocky and all of them, very much similar characters. So yes, Shrivalli and Pushpa, and there was a check here. So this is a bank, this was a check. Okay, let's just do one thing. No, fair enough. Okay, let's go ahead. So Pushpa, Shrivalli sold goods to Pushpa. Okay, is she going to do it for free? No, women never do anything just like that. Okay, nor men do anything just like that. In Kali Yuga, nobody does anything for free. So Shrivalli sold goods to Pushpa. Will Pushpa have to give certain consideration? Yes. Pushpa will have to pay money. Correct? Now what did Pushpa do? Pushpa made a check. Okay, and there was a check he made. He signed it. This was a check. He signed it. He gave it to Shrivalli that please go go to your bank, deposit this check, you'll get your money. Srivalli was nicely walking one day and she goes to her bank, she deposits the check. And the moment she deposited the check, the bank said, sorry, your check cannot be accepted. And she was shocked. She said, she thought, oh, Pushpa also can do a fraud. Yes, Pushpa did a fraud. So she was shocked. Okay, this entire section is, guys, section 138. If you understand this diagram, you are done with this unit. Okay. So once again, let's revise. Srivalli sold goods to Pushpa. In return, Pushpa has to give the money. Instead of giving the money, he drew a check. He gave the check to Srivalli. And Srivalli, one day, she went to the bank, her own bank, and she presented the check for payment. Now, when she gave the check to the bank says, oh, we are so sorry, Srivalli, we cannot give you money. Why? There are two reasons. Pushpa's account doesn't have funds, insufficient funds. He has no money. His Chandan business is over. So he has no money now. Insufficient funds. Or the overdraft limit that we had given him. Bank, a certain businessman, bank gives overdraft limit as in you can spend so and so amount, or you can spend above so and so amount if required. Okay, so the bank, it's like a small little loan over and above the balance that you have in your account. Okay, and big businessmen, they need it because their money inflow is very uncertain. You might get 1 CR in a month, or then next month you might get nothing, right? So businessman income is like up and down, so that's why OD is given. So the bank tells Srivalli, oh, we are so sorry, we cannot give you the payment, we cannot give you the amount. Why? Because insufficient funds. Now let's consider 1 lakh was the payment. Okay, so they say 1 lakh is not present in his account, number one, or else uh, he does not have an overdraft limit of 1 lakh, so we cannot even give it on his behalf. So if because of these two reasons, Srivalli has been denied payment, so Srivalli will contact Pushpa, right? You directly don't block or break up with someone just when you get to know something about someone. You give them a chance. You ask them, you justify, you give them a chance to clarify, right? So Srivalli gives a chance of clarification to Pushpa. She gives him 30 days. She says, listen, your payment was not made. Your bill, your check was dishonored. Okay, so I can sue you under section 138, but right now I'm giving you an OOBH, which is compulsory. OOBH has to be given. She gives him a 30 days OOBH, upon which Pushpa has to reply within 15 days. So today, if Srivalli gives this, this notice to Pushpa within 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, Pushpa's 15 days will start from there. Maximum Srivalli can give the notice within how many days? 30 days maximum. Can she give it before that? Absolutely. She can give it within 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, no problem. But Pushpa, how much time he has to reply within 15 days? Like he has to make the payments, of course, within 15 days. Okay. If even in these 15 days the payment is not done, section 138 comes into the picture. This is exactly what section 138 is. The check is said to be dishonored. Simple. Okay. Yes, everyone, this is what it is. And if the check is dishonored, now what happens if the check is dishonored? The penalty is twice the amount of the check. So Pushpa will have to pay as damages, as compensation, a sum of 2 lakhs. As per our example, the amount is 1 lakh. So they will have to pay 2 lakhs. Okay. At the same time, even imprisonment can be done. Imprisonment can be extended maximum for 2 years. Now, what if we get both the punishments? Yes, it depends if the judge has just faced a breakup or something. So of course he's going to give both. He'll give us imprisonment. He'll give us the monetary penalty as well. Okay, but it's either of it or both. Depends on how intense, how much loss the other person has suffered because of you, how intense your crime is. So depends on this. Okay, so twice the amount of check or imprisonment up to maximum 2 years. Okay, so as I said, the check must be presented to your bank within how many months, guys? 3 months. I've already clarified this. The notice must be given within 30 days. The money from the opposite party must be paid within 15 days. That's it. This is section 138. I hope everything is clear. I hope. Okay, so yes, guys, as I said, we love it. We love taking lectures whenever it comes to, like us, specifically for our South Indian students. We love doing that. We are doing exclusively, we are doing all this just entirely for them. Okay, so it's very exciting whenever we come online for all of this. And now, negotiable instrument, if I say we are done with 70% of nego, 30% is remaining, which will be covered in part C. Okay, part number 3. Part 1 is done. We did the basics. Part 2, we went into depth. Part 3, we'll be talking about the crossing and payment. Okay, and then we'll be done with negotiable, and then we will have a special session. I won't call that a part 4. We'll have a special session where we'll be covering all your exam related MCQs. So even when after attending these 3 sessions you attend that one special session, which will be covering all MCQs, trust me, you won't have to put in any efforts for nego. You're done with nego till your exam. You won't have to revise anything, you won't have to put in any efforts. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. I will see you guys super soon for the third session, the third and last session of Nego, after which we'll be solving MCQs, after which we'll be doing SOGA. Okay, so chalo, that's it, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you once again for all the love that you guys have been giving us. We love reciprocating the same, and that's what we've been doing. Okay, so thank you, and I'll see you super soon.